Here I think.
Ma'am.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah. Ma'am, I want to ask that when we will get the recordings. Are you aware of that?
Let me check with the IT department. Mohit sir.
Yes sir. Yes ma'am.
Yes. Can you just
मैम कल इवनिंग को हमने फॉरवर्ड किया है बच्चे को
okay.
मेल.
Yesterday it has been shared.
Okay, ma'am, I'll check.
Check the mail.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. I think we were discussing the concepts, isn't it, in the previous session?
Yes.
Okay, so I think I finished with the marketing concept. Hello.
Yeah, ma'am. I think we end up.
Yeah, we ended up there. Now moving on to the remaining 2 points as far as this part is considered, the societal marketing concept. Now here, if you see over the time, okay, with the changes in the government rules and regulations, the welfare of the society, or the what we can say, the betterment of the society, contribution of corporates towards the society started getting more importance. Now here the factor is like environmental concerns is one very important thing, and initially maybe it was expected that since the corporates are gaining profits, the businesses are they are gaining the profits, they should contribute something towards the society. But maybe these industrialists, okay, some of them, they took the initiatives like Tata's, the company like Tata's or Infosys, but few of them, they ignored it, and that's why the government included this societal part, okay, through the audit mechanism. That is, they have the social audit also in their yearly audit to just keep a control over this giant organizations or corporates, and hence an important change was made, and the era is marked by this societal marketing concept, where the organizations through some corporate social responsibility should contribute towards the society. Now, if you see, the organizations also promote this when they are advertising. That maybe when the customer purchases our product or offering, we contribute towards maybe girl child education or towards the nutrition for the poor kids, like that. So here environmental concerns as well as this welfare of society, both the aspects could be met, and that's why government introduced this part, and hence the marketing concept plus the social welfare came into picture, came into focus. Today, if we see, maybe green marketing is one of the concept where you will see the focus. See, you have the aesthetic value, you have the packaging for marketing, you have the functional values, everything is there. Now what? Something new. So many of the firms, they started focusing on these areas, like how we are helping or contributing for the betterment of the society. So that is what is societal marketing concepts. That is one thing. Second thing is the messages, okay, which could easily reach through this marketing mediums to the general masses to create awareness. Maybe don't cut trees, or maintain a plastic free zone, the greener concept, or anything else. All this became the one of the important criteria for marketing. So here we say that societal marketing concepts rests on the pillars of societal aspects. So it became one of the part of the marketing concept. Now coming to the next part is holistic marketing concept. Now we have discussed the production concept, the product concept, the selling concept, marketing concept, and societal marketing concept. So when all of this are integrated, when all of this come together, depending upon the offering, okay, the percentage may vary when we take into consideration the product concept, this product concept, the selling concept, okay. But in totality, when we apply all of these concepts together in marketing, it is known as the holistic marketing concept. And today, to sustain in the market, to reach to the end customers, to satisfy the customers, many of the marketers are using this holistic marketing concept. Now, whether these concepts are clear? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Okay.
for this social marketing concept, can we take that example? We can see one ad that they
Yes.
say whenever you purchase this product, we contribute ₹1 for the education.
Yeah, maybe I think there was one hair oil, like Vidya
Yeah, ma'am. I
Balan
think
was there and she was
Shamla,
towards
yeah,
girl child.
Vidyavan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if when you purchase the product, if you see the labeling is there, for example, I think PNG has made this or HLL, I don't remember, but if you take the product, if you see the label part at the back side, there also it is written that we contribute. Or maybe whenever you visit a restaurant also, there is a box of a glass made and there they have written where they are contributing and the customers are free to just drop whatever amount. That means it shows that this organization or this service industry is going to contribute towards society. They are going to help society one means or the other means. So this is what is societal marketing concept. Now here these concepts are, I made you understand the basics. Maybe whenever we will go for the case study approach, you will come to know, or whenever we will conduct the activities, you will come to know what exactly it is and how they are to be applied. Now, I have discussed already new consumer capabilities, the comparative analysis. Marketing process also I finished. Now we move on to the next part. Now this is a very important part. Understanding marketing as creating, communicating, and delivering value. Now, basically, what is value? Anybody of you? Any idea? Value. I have discussed this when I had discussed one of the core concepts. See here. In the fourth point, customer value and satisfaction. We had discussed this. What is value? Benefits is to costs. Isn't it here?
Ma'am, like whatever we pay, that is the product is worth for paying that.
Yeah. So simply we say that value for money. So here the customer, what the customer is doing, the customer is always comparing in between what he's paying and what he's getting. So here basically when we say, whenever we buy an offering, we seek basically for the utility, because there is some use or utility, we purchase that offering. That is the basic fundamental of the utility factor. the customers buys the product which gives or provides utility value or benefit for the money paid in return. Now, we can perceive this benefit maybe in terms of tangibility, functionality, or intangibility. Intangible means there are certain core aspects where we cannot see as such. It is not visible, like functionality or the packaging or aesthetic value of that offering. Now, customer's value refers to what a customer sees as a value in that product or a offering. Now, here, as I rightly said, the tangible values might be the functional utility of that offering, which includes intangible values like brand, the company image, or the social status. That means the status which the person possesses in the society after purchasing that offering, after using that offering.
Ma'am, all services which we get, that can be also intangible.
Yes, services are intangible. It is one of the characteristics of services. Now here, the total weightage or credits assigned to a offering indicates the total value that the customer attributes to it. We call this as a total customer value. Now here the buyer incurs some costs in acquiring this value. It is called as the customer cost. Now this cost includes the price, the basic price of the offering, plus other elements of the cost like economic cost and non-economic cost. Non-economic cost is the psychic cost, the energy cost, which is involved in it. So the total of all this cost is known as the total customer cost. Now, whether customer value and customer satisfaction are the same things? Or whether there is certain difference?
No,
Now
they are
here, yes, when the buyer derives satisfaction when the value exceeds the cost. When on buying the offering, the customer finds that value he or she received, okay, it is matched with the total value which the customer had expected here. But also it exceeds the total cost in acquiring it. Now here the larger the value cost gap, the more is the satisfaction. Here initially when the offering, when before the purchasing of offering, we have certain perceived value with respect to that offering. That is called as the initial perceived value. And when finally we use it, okay, and deliver the value, it is known as the finally delivered value. If the perceived and the delivered value, both of them, they match, okay, then we say that the customer is satisfied. So the customer is assessing the perceived value with the finally whatever he receives value from the offering. This assessment occurs when the customer is in the consideration stage where he compares one offering with the other offering. When 2-3 options are available, okay, and you will have to finalize the offering. Basically, you are comparing in between the 3 brands or maybe 3 offerings on various basis, tangible, intangible. It is the mental evaluation of the customer here. Now, some of the benefits the customer may expect and he may not find in the product. Then there are disappointments. Now, this is known as the finally delivered value to the customer. This finally delivered value to the customer is the basic difference in between total value the customer gains from owning and using the product and the total cost which he has incurred in obtaining it, in acquiring it. Now here the lesser the cost for the same value, the more is the delivered value. So finally derived value is what decides the actual customer satisfaction. So here the challenge for the marketers is to fulfill the customer's initially perceived value. Now here, one major challenge for them is there is significant difference between initially perceived value and the finally delivered value. Okay. One more thing is one does not know the definition of it, basically. What the customer perceives, okay, it is from his judgment or it is from the customer's point of view. So here the manufacturer does not know exactly how the things would be perceived by the customers. It's a very tedious job. Now here, if we see what are the components, okay. Now here, I am discussing the basics, then we will go to this points in the PPT value, PPT points. So here if we see what are the components which goes into this customer value, the first one, if we see these are divided into two things like tangible values and intangible values. Now what would be the tangible values like functional value, economic value, convenience value, aesthetic value and service value, where people are involved. And intangible values are like social values, prestige, status, sentiments, and beliefs. Now, if we take the functionalities, basically it deals with the utilization of the offering. Like basic utility of that offering, usefulness, the reliability, the performance, durability, what would be the resale value in some of the offerings like car, delivery and maintenance of its parts, all these come into the functional value. From the minimal functional level, the companies constantly strive to augment their products by adding more features here in this. Now coming to the economic value, deals with the pricing basically. The superior profit feasibility for customers in using the offering, that is related to the economic value. Convenience value, see if the product is functionally very good but it is not convenient, it is not easy, then there is a problem. So the application or the use is the convenience, which is also a very important part of value. If we go for the aesthetic value, it refers to the appeal of the offering with respect to its presentation, its packaging, the style. Now, if you take an example of a furniture or a car where the design, the aesthetic look matters more, maybe the color, size, shape, all this comes into this attribute of aesthetic or sensory value. From the social point of view, it means how socially acceptable is the offering. Prestige or status value. Now, many of them, they have this, the inner core, if we see, a person has an urge for the status value in the society. An expensive offering will give the status value. So they are looking for that, which should be satisfied. Sentiment value, they are the sentiments, memories, emotions associated with that offering. You can take an example of greeting cards, the experiences, all these are based upon sentiments. The beliefs. Now here the belief value helps when the consumers reconfirm maybe their cultural or religious beliefs. Now, McDonald's vegetable burgers built around that no beef theme was there, which was a standard operating procedure to the belief systems of the vast of the Hindus or vegetarian consumers of India. Okay, initially they had problem when they entered into India. They had faced a lot of problems with reference to the inclusion of beef in their meal or in their menu, and they had to modify it as they had to penetrate into the Indian consumers, and psychology creating space was very important. Now, as these tangible values are important, so are the intangible values. Both of them have to be balanced here. Now, let me give you one example. If we say that um, value is very important, okay. So, how the customer perceives the value, nobody knows. Value is what the customer thinks as value. Now, PNG, you remember the Pringles brand of chips? Hello?
Yeah, ma'am.
Let's
Hello? Is somebody said something? Hello?
No, ma'am. She just said yes.
Okay, okay. So now here, if we see this, I just want to quote this brand or product as an example. P&G's Pringles is there, was there, I mean. This brand was acquired by Kellogg's, okay. So initially, when P&G entered into the market, they had the marketing research, okay. They collected the data and they came across two problems here. One was with reference to the fragile nature of the product, okay, where the long distance dispatches were considered. uh, During the transit, it was found that this offering was damaged, the product was damaged unless and until it reached the distributor or consumer. That was one problem. Second thing was they got spoiled quickly, leading to low shelf life. So here, increase in the shelf life and the damage were the two concerns as far as the manufacturer was considered. They solved both the problems, okay. Both the problems were solved. They took care that Pringles did not break easily and increase the shelf life also. Then P&G aggressively entered into the market. Now here what they did, they, under the assumption that people will purchase this quality product, they increase the price by 10%. Now here the goal was having a 15% market share. They did initially achieve that 50% market share in the early period, because the customers, maybe they were eager to try out something new, and uh, since P&G was there was no doubt about the company initially. But slowly and steadily, in the introduction phase, it worked very well. But as far as the repeat purchases were considered, the sales started falling down. The market share fell to 10% by the third year. The share continuously dropped over the time, and by 1978, it reached to less than 77%, where P&G thereafter continuously withdrew advertising and brand support for Pringles. As far as the decline in revenue was also there, and decline in the market share was also there. So here, P&G started researching about this aspect, why the sales have gone down. Now, here the consumers were of the opinion that it tasted artificial. They had said that it tasted good initially as compared to other brands, but then now they inferred that the artificiality is a problem. They were, as compared to previous Pringles, now they were uniform in shape and texture. It was not broken. It was neither burnt nor greasy, which previously it was. Okay, they were sold in red cans. It had better shelf life now because it had some preservatives also. However, these plus attributes could not gain or could not deliver the value to the customers, and the customer did not welcome this initially. So here, in spite of the company trying to solve its problems, something went wrong with them. So what is that which the customers look for in them? Now here, P&G failed to develop a product that thought of attributes that were important from the customer perspective. What is that? That is value. The customer was not ready to pay extra 10%. In spite of having all the problems solved, it did not penetrate. So here, the lessons learned for them were value is the basic fundamental to the marketing process. Value is what customers think from their perspective. Customer analysis is more important. Now today, if you see Pringles, whether it exists in the market today, in Indian market. Hello. Yes, it does exist with the Kellogg's overtaking the brand in the market. But if you see, it has to face a cutthroat competition. It is facing a competition from the market leader. Who is a market leader as far as this is considered, this offering is considered? The local manufacturers as well as the Frito-Lays. So here, one can say that it depends upon the customer how they will welcome the offering. Now, coming to the marketing as a delivery, value delivery task. Marketing is seen as one of the fundamentals which represents the value delivery, which rests on the pillar of delivering value to the consumers. Now here, when the consumer just buys product, they are not seeking for the offering or the product. They look for values. Now, many of you might have visited McDonald's. Whether people go there just to have the burger or the taste of burger? No. What they want to experience there when they visit any of the outlets of McDonald's, if we see here, they would like to enjoy the experience. Some extra value additions are given by the company, which the people they enjoy. Now here, if you consider the framework, it's not the meal tool or a technique. It represents the way the marketer presents a view about the business, about a philosophy about the business. It is viewed as a value delivery process rather than just of placing an offering or transferring an offering to the customers. The entire strategy of the firm or the delivery system of the firm, it lies on the or it rests on this framework of value game. the nature, the level, the intensity, and the quality of the value the firm provides in with reference to that offering or a brand is more important. Maybe all other factors, including the investments, the technology, the packaging, the basic quality, everything will go into that, and the manufacturer has to take care of it. Now, the value framework also includes a much larger or broader perspective of selling, distribution, pricing, and promotion functions. When the when the manufacturer thinks of developing or filling the gaps in the product line, a company has a different products with reference to different brand names are given to the product. Okay, so here there should be easy demarcation of what is given to the customers, what is offered to the customers. There should be the differentiation in between these brands, and the value has to be conferred there or attached to that particular brand. Now, here the framework is also a concern of corporate level or top management responsibility. Now, here this value framework goes ahead of routine jobs like selecting the distribution channels, selling, advertisement, or we can say promotion of that offering. So it is much more than that which goes into this offering, and this designing system is the concern of top management. Now, why we consider this as a part of marketing? Because here marketing has a very important role to play. It is a bridge which gaps between the customers and the organization. It through marketing research department, they get the data through the intermediaries about what exactly the customer perceives about the product or what they are looking out for in the offering, and which is conveyed to the management. It is the duty and responsibility of the management to take the cognizance of what exactly is the need and offer it to the market. Now here, to quote an example of automobile sector, there are many automobile. If you take automobile at the higher end, for example, if you take an example of a brand Toyota, okay, for the sake of example, I have taken this brand. We have many brands, but if you see a brand like Welfare, okay, where the tagline is power, presence, and precision in excess. It has power, it has presence, and precision in excess. That means something extra is there. Where it has the executive long seats, where it has the opulent design auto LED headlamps, where it has the safety part is taken care of, where it has 7 SRS airbags, that is the supplement resistant systems are there. As far as the sustainability is considered, it is more sustainable by having the hybrid electric car, where it takes care of the environment, that is ensures the greener we can say the side, where there are since it's a hybrid electric car, less emissions as far as the CO2 is considered. Now, what is all this thing I am speaking about? When we see the features somewhere, these features are leading towards the value delivery in the offering to the customers. The manufacturer is focusing on what is going to be delivered to the end customers. That is what it means. Now here, if we see what are the components of the value framework, the first and foremost thing is selecting value offering. Now here, from the practical perspective, how one can think of improving the value factor in the offering is looked upon. Now here, apart from the functionality, maybe one can think of having functionality with reference to technology driven offering. Like if you take an example of a water purifier, which was the initial brand which enters the water purifier as far as technology is considered?
Purified?
Hello? Hello? Now today, if we see, when
Yes,
we
ma'am. Can
consider
you
the
repeat the question?
I was speaking about water purifier, AquaGuard, if you recall. Okay. Where the cost was more, it had a problem penetrating into the Indian market. Water purifier based upon technology with high pricing, where they had to go for aggressive selling through personal selling means, because the mass appeal did not work here. That is, the media advertisement did not work here, and they changed the mode. They entered into the personal selling, where the people or the sales representative used to go to people and try to convince that why the price is high and about the technology, but somehow it did not work. Today, if we see in this field, who are the other competitors?
There
We
are so many
have,
companies, Blue
yeah, there
Star.
are, yes. If you see today, the brand, the celebrities like Hema Malini or Madhuri Dixit, they are endorsing the brands of these purifiers. And if you see, when they speak, okay, here they speak about the functional aspect and the technology part. So here, how technology works, or in case of automobiles, they are technology driven products. If you see the mobile handsets, where they have to focus on technology, all electronic driven products are based on technology, so they will have to focus on the technology, or maybe in some other offerings also. So here, what all goes into offering depends upon type of offering, or how the company wants to focus or highlight that offering. The selection of the offering, design, automobile, design is important. If you go for real estate, design is important. Engineering based. Now, if you see the daily FMCG goods, I think engineering or design would not have that much importance as compared to electronic goods or automobiles, which I said right now. The production, the packaging. Now here, the packaging is a part of aesthetic value, which improves the aesthetic value or the look. But suppose you might have come across such type of experience where you have just purchased that offering based upon aesthetic value, and you found out that as far as that functionality is considered, it has no value at all. Does this happen with us? Yes. Because you like the packaging or the appeal, you purchase it, and somewhere you are demotivated. the distribution, the sales, advertising, and all the promotional steps also follow while selecting the value to be offered to the customer. Through advertising also, these value, what is included in that offering is conveyed to the customers. Many of them they focus so that the customer should be aware about this part.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
I want to give one example of the packaging. In
Mm.
a few years ago, Kinder Joy introduced one product for the child, and
Yeah.
they manufacture their products in a egg shape, and
Yes.
that product was very popular. And after that, they didn't do a advertisement, but still their product is selling mostly.
Now, what might be the reason? Even if
Packaging,
packaging is, see, listen, initially the packaging was different, if you remember.
yes, yes, that egg shape.
Egg shape is there. One more thing is there in that, for which there
Uh,
is the penetration.
Toys,
Yeah, hello.
yeah, toys.
Yeah, that
They,
is what is the value offering for that product. Now, if you see many of the kids, do you feel that they purchase the product for the sake of that eating component in it only? No, the toys are more attractive here. So here the strategy of including the toys, value addition to this basic has worked for that brand. Now here the company should also avoid under selection or over selection of the value. Otherwise, what will happen? Just now we spoke of Kinder Joy. Okay. Now here, maybe because the kids want a toy, that's why they are purchasing it, and they are giving less value to the basic product. Actually, that should not happen. Initially, penetration and growing up is okay, but when it comes to the decline stage, then there is a problem. If there is a competitor who comes with the more lucrative value creation, then the basic offering is left out, and there is a possibility that competitor may take over you. Now here, how to create value is one of the important things. Now here, the fact lies that what the manufacturer is offering in this value delivery task. Now here, all the departments are taking the efforts. All the functions, activities involved are involved in this task of value creation, right from the uh, product development, that is technology is there, the design is there, the research and development is there, engineering, finance, marketing, because everybody is involved. When it comes to pricing, the finance should be the part. No doubt the product is good. Now, if you remember, maybe a month or 2 months ago, a technology driven product was considered. I don't recall the brand, where they had the floor cleaner. Okay. Usually, where you have a mop to clean an electronic component, which had an aesthetic value, where you had a broom electric, whether you have seen the ad, anybody of you?
no,
No, oh, I don't recall the brand. Okay, it was just the floor cleaner, maybe for offices or anywhere else. But the price was, I think it ranged approximately to 10,000. And now, if we see, the ads are not there on the television. Okay,
it's Europhobes.
not Eureka Forbes. It was not Eureka Forbes. It was somebody else. But see here, a product like dishwasher. Okay, where in US
Okay,
and UK it has penetrated. What about the Asian markets, Indian markets? People are not that welcoming as far as the dishwasher is considered. It's not that people are not rich in India. When they can afford to buy the high-end automobiles, okay, then what about the dishwashers? It is affordable for many of them, but they are not purchasing. What might be the reason? It has convenience, isn't it? It is affordable also for many families. What might be the reason?
But in India, mostly people go through a manual, wash their dishes, or
Yeah, what might be the reason then here? They are using refrigerators, they are using mixers, they are using grinders. Then why not this product?
Yeah, because they have affordable solutions for that. Like,
Affordable solution for that. But even
many
see,
many kakus maushis has acquired the
yeah, very true.
market.
See,
Like,
but even it might be a part of status symbol also for a high-end segment of the society. But even they are not purchasing. Whether there is any technological drawback in it, as far as the Asian scenario, I'm not speaking only of India, but Asian countries in totality, there is a problem as far as the penetration of this is considered. One thing might be the psychological barrier. Second thing is the convenience, as rightly we said, that manually, one more thing that here, manually people are available in Asian countries, but that is not the case in the West. There we do not have that easily, the conveniently we get the maids. Okay. And technologically also, it's not that convenient. So these are some of the blocks which wherein it has not penetrated into the Indian market. So here creating value is very important from the customer's perspective. Whether the customer feels that it is value driven, then only they will purchase it. Otherwise, they will not. Now coming to the next part is communicating the value. When you say it's about the communicating the value, it means here making this value proposition work out. Now, how do you communicate? Maybe you have the slogan. Just now I gave you an example of a McDonald's where they communicate to the masses, to the people. Just creating value is not important, but to make the people understand about this value proposition also takes a lot of efforts. How to convey this value proposition is a big question in front of marketers. The product and the other components of the offering represent the benefits or the values which are offered to the customers. Now, how best you are among the competent brands in the market, you need to make the customers convinced about it. Now here, sometimes the slogans also help in communicating value to the customers. So these slogans or the taglines, they are very important here. Now here, if you take an example of a Maruti car, which stands for value, if you see, they have a brand for resale also, True Value, isn't it? So itself in the name, they have included true value. What does this mean? That somewhere there is transparency. Now here, they try to communicate through the ad about the best design, the styling, as well as value stands for the performance. In spite of rising costs, we try our best to keep prices down. Even on the running cost, they promise about the running costs and resale values, which are unbeatable too. Nothing matches the delight which our cars deliver. Now, in one of the study which was conducted, 85% of Maruti Suzuki owners, they stated that they would definitely recommend the car they drive to someone else. So this is the word of mouth publicity. When the customer is satisfied, then only they will spread the word of mouth publicity. Now here, if you also take an example of the service provider, mobile service provider, network service provider, whether you have seen the ad, what is the main focus? If you see any of the ads of the mobile network service providers, okay, the focus is maybe any remote area, anywhere, maybe the into the mountains, into the deep sea, anywhere, we will provide you the service. So what they are conferring? They are conferring the value delivering mechanism to the customers. So how you communicate the value part is more important here. And advertising or promotional media is one of the very important factors here, as far as communicating the value is considered. Now here communication is okay. What about delivering the actual value? When it comes to delivery of value, the promise should be kept, no, here. Otherwise, we will lose the customers. So this front-end jobs is more complex. Promising is okay, but that should also be given to the customers. And specifically, if you see, delivering value is more complex, or you can say challenging as far as the service sector or service industry is considered. Today, if we see the hospitality industry, the air travel, the restaurants, here everywhere delivering value is more important. Even in case of hospitals, delivering value is more. The customer is not looking something for the basics. Okay, you can get the food anywhere, any restaurants, you may get the food, or maybe to stay. If you are booking through tours and travelism, or if you are going for the air travel, there are many service providers, but why you select a particular one? It is based upon delivering the value. Capturing the value from the market, that is offer value and capture value, is very important. Now, from the customer's perspective, when you think what customer perceives, what is expected from the customer, if the company understands, it becomes easy for value creation. And today, many of the marketers are stressing upon this aspect. Now here, if you consider the rural penetration, okay, what is the reason for introducing the sachets, small sachets, small packaging?
Ma'am, so that they can use the product and try it once within less cost.
Yeah. So here they are creating value, try to this is one of the strategy to penetrate into the market as well as to inculcate the value. Yeah, I know it's just 1 minute left. The last point I would complete. So capturing the market through inculcating the values And the last point is enhancing the value. Enhancing is improving or making the offering better as far as attaching the other variables or attributes is considered. So here, maybe in the next session, we may discuss some more offerings here as far as this value framework is concerned, as well as we will discuss the next point also. Now, any doubts here?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay, today we'll stop here.